When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. I just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you up, invest a dime, and you say you belong to me, and ease my mind. Imagine how the world could be so very fine, so happy together. I can't see me loving nobody No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together. And you and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me. So happy together, so happy together. How is the weather? So happy together. We're happy together. So happy
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer.
Good afternoon and welcome. Gosh, isn't it a beautiful day today? The sun is shining, the skies are blue. A day that Bev would just revel in, I know for sure. My name is Sandy Alagarbis, and I had the privilege of journeying with Bev during about the last 8 or 9 weeks of her life in a very, very special way as her physical body declined. But believe me, her spirit and heart were very much alive, and I believe they still are even now. I was there simply to listen as she explored her feelings and thoughts about death and dying, gave her an open forum to say what she needed to say. Charlie's asked me to help guide this time as we celebrate Bev and as we express all of our gratitude for her presence in all of our lives. I first met Bev actually on February the 3rd. It was kind of delayed. She was having some difficulty there a couple weeks. But I immediately had a heart connection with her. That was Bev. Anyone that met her was connected at the heart. She connected to people, animals. Oh gosh, her beloved dogs, Yogi and Gracie. Oh, they're wonderful. By way of her heart, not through her intellect, but through her heart. Yes, she was very intelligent. She pursued knowledge of things that she was interested in, and she was so thorough and passionate about it. Despite all of that intellect that was there, she exuded a warmth and an acceptance of from her heart for all people. Bev pursued her interests with heart, whether it was making beautiful pottery. We even have some of her vases here today with flowers in memoriam. Taking dirt from the earth, molding it, shaping it, taking time to glaze it and fire it, all of that tender care she put into her creations. She also was an avid gardener and seed collector. And whether it was providing nourishment to her friends and family at the present time or for future people in all of the work that she did with the seed bank, she made sure that she was giving from her heart. Her heart was so, so full of love. I have to say this, the last few times I visited with Bev, she was so grateful for all that Charlie was doing for her. You couldn't tell that she was in pain, or that she was uncomfortable, or that with every breath that she took, she probably expended more energy than most of us do in just simply standing up from a chair. No, she didn't let you know that that was going on. She just wanted to say, I love Charlie. I'm thankful for everything that he's doing, and he's taking wonderful, wonderful care of me. She was also very, very grateful for all of her friends and family. When we were sitting vigil at her bedside those last few hours, so many of you came there to say thank you, Bev, for the presence you had been in my life. And you did that because you knew that she loved you. And she loved you so very much and so, so passionately. One of the last things I shared with Bev that I've kind of learned and adopted as part of my spiritual philosophy or whatever is the first law of thermodynamics, which says that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It's only altered in its form. Thinking of water, it can be ice, it can be water, it can be steam, and it can be used for energy in any of those states. As humans, we are full of energy. We take in nutrition from the seeds of the plants that Bev saved. And our body takes that nutrition, breaks it down, so that we can have chemical reactions to provide energy for our body. Through a series of chemical reactions, we conduct electricity throughout our body, from our brain to all parts of our body, so that we can move, talk, feel, learn, and grow. So what happens to our physical? So when our physical body is gone, as in the case of Bev, it tired out, her lungs weren't able to support her anymore. What happens to all of that energy that was stored in her body? As I shared with Bev, I believe that it returns to its source. Some people refer to the source as God. Other people that the source is simply love. And believe me, I've experienced love at the bedside of so many people. And some people say that it's just the greater consciousness. It doesn't matter what you call it, but the energy that we have that is our essence inside of us returns to our source. And so Bev's energy has returned to her source. Bev actually had a sense of belonging to something far greater than we can comprehend in our minds. She wrote about it in her journal, and Charlie has granted me permission to read this entry to you. So Bev writes, what happens when we die? If I could choose reincarnation, I love life. I want to come back. That means I would look for Charlie and find him again. There's a second possibility. I kind of hope I can float around and watch over Charlie for a while, but I would be powerless to help him. And I just don't think that really happens. I don't think that one sat too well with her. She says, our ultimate essence is awareness. I am a point of consciousness. I think that dissolves at death and returns to the greater pool of consciousness, like a drop into the ocean, only to rise again, but not as anything with the same memories and personality. This is what I believe truly happens. And as a PS, she puts on there, if there is a heaven, I'll be waiting for you there, Charlie. Close your eyes if you'd like, and imagine in your mind the night sky, totally dark, blackness. Further out into outer space, whatever that is, that darkness is very, very intense. And yet, scattered through that, there are gas clouds. I learned that they're called nebulae. Perhaps it's pink. Perhaps the gas cloud is blue. Perhaps it's green or gold or a combination of the colors. But there's a few of them scattered throughout that darkness. Also in that darkness are small dots of light, be they galaxies, be they stars, but they're just scattered. Some feel like they're so close you could touch them, others are so, so, so far away. But in that vastness, there's peace and there's quiet. And perhaps just one of those little points of light may be Bev. At this point in time, we're going to have a slideshow that's been put together with a culmination of some music that was very special to Bev and pictures of her over the years with friends and family.
Way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. And the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I Oh, someday I wish upon a star. Wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops. High above the chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dream that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I, I gotta get home, there's a garden to tend, all the fruits on the ground. The birds have all moved back into my attic. Whistle then static, young learn to fly, I will patch up the holes once again. Well, I can't believe that my lime tree is dead. I thought it was sleeping, I guess it got fed up with not being fed. I would be too. I keep food in my belly and hope that my time isn't soon. Isn't soon. So I try to understand what I can hold in my hand, and whatever I find, I'll find my way back to you. And if you could try to find it too, 'cause this place is overgrown, it's a waxing moon. Home is wherever we are, and there's love here too. The back of my house is a trail that won't end. We've been walking so far, it grew back in, and now there's no trail at all, only grass growing tall. Get out my machete and battle with time once again. But I'm bound to lose, 'cause I'll be damned if time don't win. I gotta get home, there's a garden to tend. All the seeds from the fruit bear, read and begin their own family trees. Teach them thank you and please. Spread their own roots and watch the young fruit grow again. And this old trail will lead me right back to where it began. So I try to understand what I can hold in my hand, and whatever I find, I'll find my way back to you. And if you could try to find it too, 'cause this place is overgrown, it's a waxing moon. Home is wherever we are, if there's love here too. So home is wherever we are, if there's love here too. Well, home is wherever we are, if there's love here too.
Beverly Todd, beloved wife, sister, aunt, dog mom, and friend, passed away on March 7th, 2023. Beverly was born June 22nd, 1961, in Phoenix, Arizona, to Raymond and Frances Meyer, and older sister Kathy. Her life changed forever when, as the maid of honor in Kathy's wedding to Gene Jones, she was introduced to best man Charlie Todd. They married the next spring on March 21st, 1981, and were together for 42 wonderful years. Through the years, they resided in Durango, Colorado, and for the last 30 years, Aztec and Farmington, New Mexico have been their home. Bev had so many interests, it was hard to keep track. Her number one interest was reading books on all of her interests. She had what was possibly the largest private book collection, 1,500 plus books, in the Four Corners area. And believe me, I've only seen a portion of that. Later in life, she focused on gardening and seed saving and pottery. Bev and Charlie built a creative oasis in Farmington, New Mexico that was a haven for friends and family, birds, bees, and rescue dogs. She was preceded in death by her mother, Frances Meyer, her dad, Raymond Meyer, special aunt, Pat Zerlian, and her beloved dogs, Lady, Barney, Keela, Peaches, Buddy, and Lucy. She is survived by her husband, Charlie Todd, dog children, Yogi and Gracie, sister, Kathy, and her husband, Gene, brother-in-law, Sam, his wife, Wanda, Uncle Clayton Abel, and nieces and nephew, Jill, her partner, Chris, Emily, her husband, Noah, Alex, his wife, Natalie, Sam Todd Jr., I believe, and Jen, Darby Jaramillo, her husband, Mike, and Zara Zuilian and Isaiah. At this time, we've got some video tributes to Bev that people have recorded, and we're going to present those.
Hey guys, it's Cole here. I'm up in Juneau, Alaska. Walked out the frozen lake to be here under the Mendenhall Glacier. And Charlie asked me to try to be there so I can get my digital self. And what do I say? Well, Beverly, we all loved you. You came and went too soon. I knew Bev as a potter, very dedicated potter, and she was the hardest working one on the crew most days. And that was kind of a crew that just came to be like family. We spent so much time together, working hard. And Bev, she never needed recognition. She just wanted to be there, sharing the experience. And she gave me a lot of love and support and encouragement. Just a really special person in my life. I think you guys all can agree. So as I've been thinking about Bev these last few weeks and mourning Bev, you know, I really think a lot about Charlie. And I think Charlie needs our love and support now. So I wish I could be there with you all, but I'm not there. I'm out here on a beautiful sunny Sunday. So send in my love. Charlie, I'm here for you. Beverly, never forget you. All right, signing off.
Hello, Dan and Ellen Noonan here. When we moved to Durango in 1975, Charlie became one of my best friends. We both sit in the Animas fire truck at 32nd and Main waiting for an emergency so both Charlie and I could respond together. When Bev and Charlie met, we watched their whole life brighten. He was deeply in love and he had met his soulmate. They completed each other. I was honored to be Charlie's best man at his wedding.
One of our favorite memories of Bev was early in their marriage. They were visiting us at our place in Durango, and we all decided to go tubing at Chipmunk Hill, which is slightly south of Electra Lake Road. Um, Bev, being an Arizona girl, had little experience in the fine arts of snow tubing. It was a beautiful day, and there was lots of snow. The three of us went down first and showed her how it was done. And then Dan built her a small jump to go over. Okay, Bev, your turn. She got on the tube, and Dan gave her a big old push. And then we howled with laughter as she screamed her way towards the bottom and the jump. She hit the jump, bounced off the tube, did a spread eagle in midair, and then slammed into the ground. We all ran down the hill, and Bev looked at us and politely said, "My arm really hurts." A few hours later, and at the emergency room, she was diagnosed with a broken wrist. Bev said, "I am done with tubing." And I think she was. Thank goodness she was not done with us.
Bev, thank you for making our lives better and all of your friendship and love over the years. May you rest in peace.
Hello, everyone. Bev was my best friend and the love of my life. We met on May the 23rd, 1980, the day before Kathy and Jean's wedding. It was love at first sight for me. I still remember the first time we met. Bev's dad had a big Ford Econoline van. We all arrived at the church for the wedding rehearsal. Bev was sitting in the back of the van. She stepped out of the van. She was wearing a flannel plaid shirt, and she was grinning from ear to ear. She always had such a great smile, and she looked so cute. From then on, we spent as much time together as we could in the summer of 1980. Bev eventually ended up sharing a home with a couple of other gals that was owned by Jean's granny in downtown Durango. I proposed to Bev in the front yard of that home on the night of August the 8th, 1980. Bev was 19 when we married. I was 22. We lived in several different homes in the first half of our marriage. We have lived in our current home for about 22 years. Our current home is on a 1 acre lot and has irrigation water from the Animas River. Bev started planting trees at our current home shortly after we moved in. She ended up planting hundreds of fruit and nut trees over the years. Bev created an area described as a food forest. Bev gave tours of the food forest to groups of people led by a professor from Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff. I was happy that Bev's hard work was recognized by leaders in the field of permaculture. Bev planted so many trees that eventually we had to purchase a second home up the street so she could have more space to continue her gardening and seed saving. Bev was a lifelong learner. She had 2 BAs and a master's degree in counseling. She owned about 1,500 books and joked that someday the internet might break, so she needed real books, not just electronic copies. Bev was such a warm and caring person. She had a heartfelt connection with so many people. She was such a beautiful person inside and out. I loved her laugh and smile, and I will miss them dearly. Bev loved pottery, gardening, trees, and seed saving. She was so happy when we were able to build her pottery studio and kiln at our home. Bev, uh, Bev loved all of our relatives, particularly our nieces, nephews, and their children. Um, Bev loved our dogs dearly. They were and are our furry-faced kids. I am putting the ashes of the 5 dogs who have died over the years with Bev. I will get who is left when it's my turn to go. Bev also wanted a book called Braiding Sweetgrass to be buried with her. I don't know what this book is about, but it must be special if it's the one she chose out of the hundreds of books that she owns. She also wanted a piece of pottery that she made last year that depicts a frog in a rainstorm buried with her, and I'm going to bring that along and put it out by the registration book so you guys can see that. Um, the disease that attacked Bev's lungs was so cruel. I was crying one day months ago, and when I was with her, and she said she wanted to cry too, but that she couldn't because she wouldn't be able to breathe if she did. That was just so sad to me. It just broke my heart. Um, the staff from Guardian Angel spent the most time with Bev. They told me that they were blown away by Bev's fortitude and attitude. Bev was always so kind and appreciative of everyone's care given to her. And as an example of her fortitude and so forth, she wrote a journal of her illness, and you know, just she journaled most of her life, and she just continued that practice, even though she felt really lousy. But she did it anyway. It's amazing. And then the other thing that I thought was amazing was she made these. She made origami cranes on 2 days before she died on Sunday. She made several strings just to get her mind off of the situation and so forth. So anyway, I just thought she was just amazing stuff she did. I want to thank take this opportunity to thank the healthcare people who cared for Bev in the last year, including the staff at San Juan Regional, Guardian Angel Home Health, Dr. Robert Sprung and his staff, and the staff at Mercy Hospice Home. The Mercy Hospice Home was such an amazing place. It was such a blessing to be there. Marlo was the last RN to care for Bev. She worked hard to keep Bev medicated and minimize her discomfort as much as possible. We're going to do an end of life celebration at Lauderhouse sometime in the next few months. So if you haven't, please write your cell phone number in the book out front next to your name, so I'll be able to call you and notify you of the time and so forth if you care to do that. So thank you for all of your support and love for us. It means so much in this time of sorrow.
At this time, we'd like to provide the opportunity for any of you in the audience to come up and to share a remembrance of Bev, a joy, a story, even just express gratitude to her. The floor is open for you guys to share that.
Check, check. Is it working?
It's working.
Okay. I don't really have actually too much planned. I wasn't sure if I could get up here. I wrote something that came to mind about Bev. I have a little note written on a library card. It seems appropriate for Bev, but just a conversation I had with her. Oh, yes. In my 20s, I was just having some tumultuous relationship times. And I just asked her about her relationship with Charlie. And I was like, how do you guys do it? You just get along and you're so different, but you like each other, you love each other. And I was looking for some wisdom from Aunt Bev. And she was like, I think luck. And I just always remember that. And I was like, okay, I like that. So I was thinking about luck and just Bev being real unlucky at the end. And how much that sucked. She was very strong, but just that when she got sick, I thought she was unlucky, and she was. I think she was really unlucky to get so sick at 60 years old. But I also think she was very, very lucky in other ways. Lucky for all her friends and family. Lucky to be creative and explore all of her interests. Lucky to find Charlie and spend her life with him. She cared deeply about the world, and she was able to put a lot of love into it. So, thanks.
Anyone else? Thank you, Jill. I wrote something down here. Charlie was talking about the book that Bev requested be placed in her casket with her. And so I looked it up, and I think it was this is what was said about the book, and I think it says a lot about Bev and what she was looking for. That the awakening of a wider ecological consciousness requires the acknowledgement and celebration of our reciprocal relationship with the rest of the living world. For only when we can hear the languages of other beings will we be capable of understanding the generosity of the earth and learn to give our own gifts in return. Bev definitely embodied that. So she's taking that with her to share with the rest of the world. I'm going to close with just a short little prayer, kind of Bev talking to us and giving us a blessing. And then we'll have another little prayer at the graveside of committal of her body back to the earth. I give you this one thought to keep. I am still with you. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not think of me as gone. I am with you still in each new dawn. I believe Josh has a few instructions for us here.
Hi guys, we are going to be processing up to Greenmount. We're going to be heading out about 2 o'clock. It gives us 3 o'clock. Gives us about doing it again, huh? About 20 minutes to use the bathrooms and get to our cars. We're going to take a slow procession. There's quite a few of us here. The other thing is, it is of course with the snow melt and all that, it's going to be a little treacherous up at Greenmount at the graveside. So I just want everybody to be fully aware. If you don't feel like it's something you can move around at, but please let us know if there's anything we can be doing to help out. We're gonna just gather up some flowers and visit for a little bit. Like I said, we'll be heading out about 2 o'clock. Okay, guys. Thank you all so much for being here.
Everybody is worrying about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. But no one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say once gone, you're gone forever, and some say you're gonna come back. Some say you rest in the arms of the Savior if in sinful ways you lack. Some say that they're coming back in a garden, bunch of carrots and little sweet peas. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. so it's all the same to me. I think I'll just let the mystery be. Some say they're going to a place called Glory, and I ain't saying it ain't a fact. But I've heard that I'm on the road to purgatory, and I don't like the sound of that. I believe in love and to live my life accordingly, but I choose to let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is worried about where they're gonna go